Imagine being told by your own family that you do not belong on your own throne. That is what happened to her at just 18 years old. Most people in that spot would have given up. She did not. She fought her way back, not with an army, but with her mind. This is the real story of Cleopatra. She was born into a family that fought hard for power. In her world, family did not mean safety. It meant rivals. Her father left her half of the throne, but he made her share it with her little brother, a boy who was only 10 years old. The men who controlled him were not children, and they wanted her out. Within a year, they pushed her out of her own palace. Think about being pushed out of your own home by people who were supposed to protect you. That is where she was standing. Most people would have stayed away, safe, and let it go. She did not. Rome's most powerful man, Julius Caesar, had just come to Egypt. If she could reach him before her brother's men did, she had a chance to win everything back. But guards controlled every door into the palace, so she came up with a plan nobody expected. She had herself rolled up inside a carpet and carried right past the guards. They had no idea. When the carpet opened in front of Caesar, she did not look scared. She looked him straight in the eye. By morning, he had picked her side. Have you ever walked into a room knowing everyone doubted you, and you had one shot to prove them wrong? That is exactly the moment she was in, and she did not waste it. With Caesar behind her, her brother's fight against her fell apart fast. She was queen again, and this time, no one could push her out. She had a son with Caesar and named him after his father. For a while, it looked like nothing could break them apart. Then a message came from Rome that changed everything. Caesar was dead, killed by his own men. Her partner, her protector, the father of her child, gone in a moment. She was alone again, and Rome was falling apart with no one in charge. We all know what it feels like to lose someone we depended on, and to suddenly feel like the ground under us is gone. She felt that too. But she did not have the luxury to fall apart. A new leader was rising fast in Rome, a man named Mark Antony, Caesar's closest friend. When he called her to answer for her loyalty, she did not show up scared or sorry. She arrived on a golden ship, dressed like nothing he had ever seen. He never had a chance. Together, they built something Rome never expected, real power that Rome could not fully control. But someone back in Rome was watching all of this closely. His name was Octavian, and he had no plan to share power with a queen. He told all of Rome that she was a danger to everyone, and soon war was coming, and nothing could stop it. At a place called Actium, their two armies met at sea. Hundreds of ships, thousands of men. The future of an entire empire on the line. Then, in the middle of the fight, her ship suddenly turned and left. No one knew why, not even Antony. He left the battle to follow her, leaving his own men behind. For years afterward, people called her a coward for that choice. But think about a moment in your own life where you had to make a hard call that everyone judged you for, but you knew something they did not. She was not running from the fight. She was trying to save whatever was left of her kingdom. It did not matter in the end. Octavian's army was already marching toward Egypt. Then a false rumor reached Antony, telling him she had already died. Believing he had lost her completely, Antony made a choice he could never take back. He never learned the truth in time. Now Octavian's soldiers were standing inside her city. She tried to make a deal, offering anything to protect her kingdom and her son's future. But then she learned his real plan. He wanted to march her through the streets of Rome in chains, like a trophy for everyone to see. She decided that would never happen to her. Think about the one thing in life you would never let anyone take from you. Not your money, not your title, just your own sense of control over your own story. That is what she held on to until her very last moment. She chose the way she would leave this world. Rome would never own her, not even at the end. By the time Octavian's men broke through her door, it was already too late. Egypt became part of Rome that day. The royal family that had ruled for 3,000 years ended with her, but her name never faded, not in 3,000 years. She ruled in a world built for men, and she never once ruled quietly. Even in her final moment, the choice was hers alone. If her story moved you, hit subscribe. There is another one just like it waiting for you next week. Tell me, which moment in her story hit you the hardest?